Hey, so I'm Dan O'Neill from EveryBlock, and really happy to be here at Gov 2.0. This is definitely where we belong. We are one of the sponsors of the conference, and my mission is to talk to everybody in this room before Thursday. But I do have 5 minutes, so let's roll with some lightning there. So what I thought I would do is some case studies. EveryBlock has been at this for a while, for about 3 years now, and we have some things that we've learned. So I thought I'd share. So just briefly, EveryBlock is a website that pulls together local news and public information into one place. So you can put in your address, and you'll see things near you right down to the block level. We have lots of interesting stuff like property transfers, lots of information from people that we get directly in this room. So thanks. Thanks for that. And keep supplying that. So building permits, restaurant inspections, foreclosure, stuff like that. One thing that we have, building permits in Chicago. This is actually, I was going to start the case studies a little bit later. This is a good case study because the guy, when I first asked for this stuff, the one lesson we learned, go ahead and ask for it. Because they might give it to you. When I asked him for it, he said, no, we won't give you that. And then I asked a few dozen more times, and then finally they gave it to us. And then I realized the commissioner called me up, and he said he was going to give us the building permit data every month. And then 5 building inspectors got indicted a couple weeks later. So I thought it was sort of like some pre-PR that he was doing. So you never know. That's the lesson there. So let's move on with some more case studies. One of the things that you need to know about EveryBlock is that we started, our DNA is in chicagocrime.org. That was in May 2005, launched by Adrian Hollivati and Wilson Miner, who I work with, and it turned into EveryBlock. Here's one thing that we learned. Politics can ruin information. I worked in January 2006 as a contractor for the city of Chicago, and we came up with a project called ChicagoWorksForYou.com. It was a great idea, had a lot of good stuff in it, and it got kiboshed. So that can happen. On the other hand, ambition can lead to information. One key performance indicator that I've seen of a municipality that has good things happening is a chief executive who wants to move up. We saw a couple of them. Quiet cities can innovate too. Anybody here from Charlotte, Mecklenburg County? Thank you. They had a data store made in 2002. Not an abs contest, just pure data. Great stuff. Data can get confusing. Los Angeles crime. Sometimes we can propagate mistakes that we see throughout the data. One thing that I really wanted to touch on is there's a lot of people in this room who EveryBlock, and we wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. It's people who have been doing GIS and these kind of goofy applications that we see on the web all the time, like this from Dallas. It's just an FTP site. It's the city of Dallas. And they have this crazy crime data right there, and it has these really amazing details inside. You'd never know that by looking at the page. One thing that we always want to keep in mind at EveryBlock, there are human beings behind this data. Sometimes you can see it and it can look really dry, but there's people, police officers and criminals and people calling the police. There's actually real people behind it. I've heard a lot about abs contests. We think that ab contests and showcases are great. We just launched the city of Portland, and it was because they had a civic abs contest. Maintenance can be really tough, and I would urge anybody who's considering an abs contest, it could be, the actual update of the data can be really tough to maintain, and it can lead to some real issues. One thing we've learned is goofy databases, not in the abs contest, the ones that have an actual budget behind it, the ones that actually, that have human beings who are maintaining it, that works really good, right? They never seem to break, and they keep rolling. So stuff like the New York City building permit BIS system. One thing we're always interested in is incremental improvement. The city of San Francisco and the police department, they deserve a lot of credit for going from kind of a goofy little map that we had a difficult time scraping and turning into and going into really well-formed XML. So what it comes down to is, with my remaining seconds, is so what, right? So what? We have all this data. Well, the thing that we are interested in doing is making more connections among people, connecting and helping people make their block a better place. So I'd like to talk to all of you. Can we do that next couple of days? Thank you.